Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a happy Monday and a great start to your weeks. Today we're going to be diving into something that I'm very excited about. You guys know that DeFi is around the corner for Cardano, and in this video we're going to be going into one of those protocols launching on top of the Cardano blockchain, a protocol that has promise and unique features, one that's somewhat slipped under the radar. In this video, we're going to be talking about ADA.Finance, which is a borrowing and lending protocol. If we use Ethereum as a blueprint for how well certain protocols are going to do within the DeFi space, you have Uniswap at the top in terms of market cap, and then you have Aave and Compound, which are borrowing and lending protocols. So borrowing and lending protocols are very appealing. They're very much in demand, and this is a borrowing and lending protocol launching on top of Cardano with a few twists. They've got a very unique feature that I want to talk to you about in this video, and also this is somewhat time sensitive as there is currently a public sale going on where you can actually get this token at a very fair price. They also have an ISPO ongoing, an initial stake pool offering, which you guys can take part in. So we're going to get into everything ADA.Finance in this video. This is their Twitter. One reason that really prompted me to do this video was I was taking a look. We know that SundaeSwap are on their testnet. We're starting to see the signs of life within DeFi. And ADA essentially is testing out on the testnet, you can see here. And this is all, you know, we're going to see a blossoming ecosystem coming our way, and ADA.Finance is going to be part of that, in my opinion. So we've got plenty of products. You can see ADA over here in the lending and borrowing protocols, and that's exactly what it is. It's a lending and borrowing protocol. We will read their introduction. What is ADA.Finance? Simply put, ADA is a crypto asset lending platform, smart contract allowed to deposit assets and collect interest, or borrow assets and perform financial actions. So that's the basic sort of use of these protocols. You can deposit, you can connect your wallet and deposit an asset and earn interest on it, as people will be borrowing that asset that you have borrowed and of course paying an interest rate on it. And you can also borrow against your collateralized loan, essentially. So what you do is you deposit, let's say $100, and you could maybe borrow $80 and have that 20 as collateral. This is a sort of basic concept. ADA is a decentralized money market protocol that enables users to lend and borrow cryptocurrencies in a trustless manner. There is a wide variety of cryptocurrencies to choose from. With addition of Cardano ERC20 converter, ADA will bring must-have functions to the DeFi ecosystem. ERC20 converter is a big thing, and the fact that these guys have this is a very positive sign. We are going to get into the team. Got some Plutus pioneers to come out of the team, which is good. You know, the ERC20 converter, one reason I stopped using, and I still have a little bit of money in Aave, but I have it on the Polygon version because it's a lot cheaper. I don't really use Ethereum's DeFi just due to the gas fees. It's kind of like consensual robbery is really how I look at it. It's insanity, and it really kills, you know, a centralized entity. Centralized finance actually offers a better opportunity, and one of the huge perks about building on top of Cardano is it's going to be significantly cheaper. And that's what these guys are doing, and this is why I'm so bullish on Cardano. I think things are being done the right way here. And it's a huge advantage that Cardano have actually got, is they've been able to look at Ethereum and go, okay, well, we can do this differently to avoid this from happening. Cardano ERC20 converter will bring massive assets amount into the cheaper to transact Cardano blockchain. This converter will allow issuing organizations and their users to handle ERC20 token migration to Cardano. Users can convert their Ethereum tokens in just a few clicks, and when moved across, these tokens will translate into a special native token on Cardano that has the same values and works just like an ERC20. This is a huge feature. I mean, there's quite a few protocols embedding this. It's good that these guys are doing that. So what I want to do now, guys, go give them a follow on Twitter if you're not. They've got quite a small Twitter following. So this is a project that, you know, hasn't really got that much attention, but it is, in my opinion, going to be a part of the Cardano DeFi ecosystem, and it could play quite a substantial role within that. And they also have this public sale going on that we're going to tell you how to get into. They also have the initial stake pool offering. We'll show you all that in this video. So essentially, it's just like Aave and Compound, but on Cardano, and they do have a unique feature which we're going to talk about. That I've not seen other borrowing and lending protocols sort of implement this. It's quite interesting, really, and it kind of creates a derivatives out of the deposit and the debt, which I find extremely interesting, as I'm very fascinated with sort of traditional finance. It's why I'm into crypto, because I know just how corrupt the traditional world is, and I think we have a real opportunity in front of us to rebuild better with crypto. So you can see you deposit, you'll get an APY, and you'll borrow, just like Aave and Compound. And these protocols, I mean, Aave has $25 billion locked into it. So there's huge room for growth here. And right now you can get into this via a public sale, or you can partake in the ISPO, and certainly, get in early before everybody else does. Certainly with such a small following, you really are getting your foot through the door. So let's go on. What do we want to talk about now? Let's go into the white paper. Very interesting. They have an abstract where they talk about just how, things like loan sharks and how corrupt the kind of traditional centralized financial system is, which I totally am on board with. I really like that they've addressed that. And they're talking about the oracles they're going to use, I think, are Chainlink, and of course, I'll have Charlie 3 as a backup. This is the interesting feature. So with these protocols, typically you'll connect with certainly Aave and Compound, and quite a few others out there on different networks. You'll essentially connect your wallet, and that wallet is essentially locked into... You can't use another wallet to access that loan or the deposit. It's the one wallet has permission over that. With what these guys call an NFT bond, and that's essentially what it is, and we'll go into NFTs in a second, because they've used this again with their ISPO as a way to get into the public sale. With these NFT bonds, if I deposit into the protocol, I will get an NFT bond issued to me. Now, this NFT bond essentially is a certificate, if you will, of deposit, or a certificate of the loan, whether you're going to borrow from the protocol or you're going to choose to deposit in order for it to be lent out. So I hope you guys are following this. This is quite an interesting idea, because what this essentially does, it derivatives that deposit or that loan. Because with these other protocols where you can only interact with one wallet with what you've done, so you could only, if you've deposited money, take it out, withdraw it, or top up the collateral with that one wallet. You can actually now, with these guys, you get your NFT loan, or your NFT bond, you can transfer that to somebody else. So I really like this concept. Certainly from the borrowing side, where you use these protocols to borrow, you have an APY, you can actually deposit that NFT to somebody else. Somebody can buy that off you, if you will, or you can trade it to a friend, and they are responsible for that. So it's it's really interesting. It's kind of derivatized the borrowing and lending protocols, and there's no limits to this. You could see a secondary market essentially open up for these NFT bonds. It's very, very interesting. For me, it's something that really gets me excited. And you can see they've got kind of a diagram here. User one deposits, he gets the NFT bond. NFT is sent to depositor wallet, and you can see here user one again, who has the initial NFT bond, can send it to user two. He provides the NFT bond, and he gets the return plus the interest that's accrued on it if he was a borrower, a lender, depositor. So it is very, very interesting. I'm expecting quite high APYs on these protocols when they launch. Certainly, you guys know that I was a big fan of farming Polygon on Aave, because you could essentially mitigate your interest through borrowing the asset via the Polygon you were rewarded for using it. And ADA, you're essentially going to see a similar thing where you can see under here. So if you deposit, not only do you get 2.79%, you also get paid out in the Aave token. And of course, if you borrow, you have to pay back 3.9%, but you get the 0.8% in Aave token for taking that loan out. It's like a reward to get you to use the site. So it's all very interesting what's going on. And of course, that's in a stable coin. You're going to get the same opportunities opening up on ADA Finance. Now, why is this time sensitive? Very, very quickly. So some people always ask me, how are the borrowing rates and the depositing rates set? It's all due to demand, basically. The more demand there is for something, the higher the interest rate is likely to be. And it works. You essentially have two pools. You have a deposit pool where people have come and deposited their collateral to their value to the protocol, and then you have a borrowing pool. And let's say there's only a very small amount of people that want to deposit to the protocol in order to give their tokens to be lent out on an APY, and there's a lot of people wanting to borrow. There'll be a high APY because it's a supply and demand driven kind of mechanism, if you will. So it is very interesting. These guys are doing quite a lot. They have a pretty cool team as well. We will talk about the team in just a second. What I want to now go on to, you can see the team here. Mantis has actually done a video on YouTube. It's him with a whiteboard where he really talks about this in a lot more detail. So well worth a watch before you think about investing. Why this is time sensitive, they're currently running an ISPO, an initial stake pool offering. And if you go over here, you'll be able to get to the stake pool. The stake pool name is ISPO. That's the ticker. Make sure that this is the right one, ladies and gentlemen. And they have all the information here in regards to the stake pool, how to participate, the distribution and the rewards. So it's very comprehensive what they've done here. The reason this is time sensitive because they currently have a public sale going on, and we are going to talk about the distribution in just 1 second. So they've had their golden round. In order to partake in the public sales, you essentially, and they're using this kind of NFT idea again, you essentially need to be staking to their protocol. Now, in order to partake in the golden one, you needed to stake before the end of Epoch 303 or 304. And you would essentially be able to claim a golden NFT referral that would allow you to purchase tokens at 0.35 cents, so 35 cents per ADA token. You needed to allocate 100 ADA to the ISPO in order to really qualify for this. And this is interesting. I like the way that these guys are doing it because it's a very fair launch, if you will. That's the whole concept of it. You don't need to be some sort of a VC to get involved. You can just partake in their stake pool. Certainly, if you want to set up another wallet and do that, and then you can actually buy the tokens of this. But this golden round has gone. So the reason this is time sensitive is because they have the silver round, silver referrals only. And this, essentially, you have until the end of 306, 306, Epoch 306, and 307. So if we take a look at what Epoch we're currently on, I think if we use my pool as an example, remember, guys, we do have the All in Crypto stake pool for anybody looking to delegate. If we go to rewards, we're currently on Epoch 306. So this is time sensitive. For those of you who are looking to get into this, there is still time, but it is certainly time sensitive. You will need to delegate at least 100 Cardano into their pool in order to qualify for this NFT. And essentially, you will get it at slightly higher price, 0.45 USD, so 45 cents, 10 cents more than the previous. And if you come over to their website, you can see, a little bit more about the public sale, how it works. You can see here they've got a diagram of it. And then, of course, how to claim, how to actually step-by-step go through and claim. You can obviously delegate via Yoroi and Daedalus, I believe, or Yoroi. So it's still not too late. Definitely worth checking out. Come and check the project out. Come and check their white paper out. It's a very small, comprehensive read. But this is certainly, when I look for DeFi, I look for protocols that are actually going to do well. And typically it's borrowing and lending indexes that do well and stand out above the pack. And certainly with this kind of NFT bond, I'm going to be very interested to see how this plays out. I'm certainly going to be playing with this myself. And because there may be some sort of a secondary market for these NFT bonds. It's very interesting. It brings a whole kind of derivative world into crypto. And this is what we're seeing with DeFi. We're seeing the traditional financial space really merge over and take a new niche in DeFi. So that's really all I have for you. Still not too late to get involved with this. You can see this sort of token launch here, public distribution, private rounds, etc., the public rounds. So it's still very early to get in. I think, given just how many tokens there actually are, the supply is only 35 million tokens. 35 million tokens, guys, and you can essentially, guys and girls, I should say, and you can essentially get them in the silver round for 45 cents a token. So there's a huge potential here. Remember, do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say on this channel is financial advice. Just a heads up, pointing you potentially in that direction. Check it out for yourselves. If you like the look of it, then by all means you can still partake in that silver round, silver public sale round. And of course you can partake in the ISPO. They do have the sort of rewards and how they generate them. So it's up to you guys. Check it out. I'm going to leave you on that note. I think we've covered just enough in this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content. If you have, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen.